Yep.
All right, so greetings. How do you fare this evening? Looking forward to have a forest walk?
Maybe not not today, but maybe in the weekend.
All right, I mentioned it because you are from Lapland and it must be a fascinating and exciting place to be. I bet you would never wanted to leave that place. What would you find the most unique and amazing there?
Maybe the nature, nature of course, but of course when we have lived here all our lives, so it's like very everyday life for us. But I think this is the most and of course the winter time because we still have like a real winter here, snow and very cold weather. So.
Mm-hmm. And I guess it's quite inspiring, your music. It's quite an inspiration for you. So if you were about to present a Suotana, how could you describe your musical realm and genre and sound? To whom would you suggest to press the play button?
Mm, of course, our we play like a melodic death metal, but it's quite wide genre. So there is elements of black metal and power metal and maybe folk metal. But in the melodic death metal, it's quite common to have such a wide strict than maybe in black metal, power metal, I could say. But yeah, and of course, I think our music and sound also includes kind of vibe that we are from north and that kind of Lappish vibe. I think that's the main thing in our music. I think that steps out like.
Okay, so you must have fans from many different genres. And returning to your sound, how Suotana changed compared to your early years, to the beginnings, or what influenced your musical direction along the biggest milestones and important decisions?
When Suotana started, it was mainly I was listening Kalma and Katamenia and Eternal Tears of Sorrow and bands like that, and of course Sonata Arctica and that kind of, and I think Pasi also listened also, and Children of Bodom. So that's mainly the music that we listened when the band started, and I think it's quite many years away from that point. So we our own music taste have also changed, and it can be heard in the music and so on. But I think the in the beginning it was more like a traditional, but nowadays it's more like having more and more uh, everything like power metal and black metal vibes and everything like that. But we also include in our albums also the older material so that it kind of mixes well in the album because it's album kind of it's more versatile album because there is songs from the another like points of the band, so
Mhm.
that's it.
Oh, all right. And along all these milestones, please highlight one of your previous records for us, which is worth storytelling the most, and please share us some memories on it.
Do you have Pasi something?
Yeah, I think the most storytelling are the last two albums. I think for me the whole OUNAS saga is really like huge e epoch and something something way different that from the first albums when we recorded them like well, original style in studio or in a band. These two albums are more of a from home studios and from home basically. So that gave some funny incidents. I remember from OUNAS I, we had that last song on the album, and I think it was, Ville can correct me if I'm wrong, but day before mastering, we noticed that I was missing all my guitars, about half of my guitars. So stuff really happened. It has been a really long journey for, and really much experiencing with all of the albums, like different recording styles.
Yeah, and with OUNAS albums also we first we had some idea to make one huge OUNAS album, but we like cut it half and made one part two. So the second part, when we were recording it, so we were sometime we were on the European tour with Fintroll and Metsätol, and we were like recording there. When we have the free day off, we recorded some parts of that album there also. So it was quite a different situation than what we had like in the previous albums when we had more time and so on. So the OUNAS albums are quite pieces for us.
Also, UNAS takes a central place in your discography and artwork. And when have you begun this sequel with UNAS One album? What was your starting point, your ground point, and how could you tie together the two UNAS album, UNAS Part 1 and 2?
Like I said, it was like we first we composed and did the like one huge OUNAS album, but then we realized that it's not like working. It's too long and so on. So we decided to make the two albums, like OUNAS I and OUNAS II. So it's like it's the it's the idea behind that, but I think also it was the right decision. And of course, the OUNAS II album sounds. We had the drums recorded in the same session before OUNAS I, but the rest of the instruments are recorded later. So it of course gives that album its own style and own vibe. And yeah, do you have Pasi anything to add?
Yeah, nothing much really. It was a good decision to have it split up and had a bit of space, and also to get listeners to used to the songs. I think River OUNAS song especially might take some time for people to get in due to its length and more progressive style.
I see. And going deeper into the songs, which of your songs has changed the most before reaching its final form? And what was the point when you decided that it's perfect? That's the perfect final version.
That's a good question. Maybe I think our way is to make music is kind of like I compose the songs and make lyrics, but there's also a few songs that other guys have made lyrics, but like I make the songs quite ready, and I think those compositions doesn't change a lot in like the structure, but of course every member adds their own vibe with their own instrument. But I think the OUNAS II, the last song, last Suotana song on the album, the 1473 OUNAS, I think that's the song that we like had to like much more than the other songs. And of course, when we have the featuring artist there, so it was also like the time schedule things and so on. So it was like it that we wasn't sure that we will get the Zoe from Cradlefield to make the featuring vocals to that. So and we had just in time those parts for the mixing. So I think that was the song that we had to like play more because we were not sure that if the featuring vocals will be missing, we have to do something else there. So I would say it's that song.
Oh, all right. So you mentioned the featuring vocals, the guest musicians. There are two specialists actually on the record. Zoe Marie Federoff-Šmerda in the song called 1437 UNAS and the closing track Hatebreeder, which is a Children of Bodom cover. Why have you decided to include these
Yeah.
special songs and how the ideas came for making them and what did you try to approach and avoid while making a cover song?
Mm, I think we had when we started to record the drums for the OUNAS one huge OUNAS album, we had the two songs that we wanted to make cover. It was the Land of the Dead by Summoning and Children of Bodom covered the Hatebreeder, and we recorded the drums in the same session, and it was quite same time that when Alexi Laiho passed away. So we thought that we'll record the drums also to Hatebreeder, and we'll see how it goes. And uh, after we decided to split the albums, OUNAS 1 and OUNAS 2 parts, we thought that both albums it would be great to have the cover songs and very different cover songs. In the OUNAS 1, the cover song was very different from the original version, and in the Hatebreeder cover is quite straightforward and very like punk vibe on it. So that's the main reason I think we included those songs in the albums.
Oh, all right. You have another one, Crowned King, which is about the deer carrying the sun. This is an ancient Norse mythological motif. His antler symbolizes the rays of the sun, and his movement is the trajectory of the sun, as far as I know. What does this mean to you? What can you add to this mythological motif?
The song is actually the music is by me, but the lyrics are written by Rauli Alaruikka, which is our bass player, and he, he usually goes to the forest to hunt mooses, and he likes moose, and it's not reindeer, it's moose like yeah. So, but I think there is Finnish mythology behind the lyrics also, but I would say that Rauli is maybe the best to like tell everything about the song. But yeah, it's quite Finnish traditional. There is the Finnish part, of course, and very how could I say like mythology thing. What is behind those lyrics, as far as I know.
Oh, great. So, if nothing more to add, you have another peculiar single which is called Foreverland, which showed a clear direction in 2024. What lesson did it teach you about making the album? Was it a conscious decision to release it so early, or it was just the timing of the new album that has changed?
Yeah, it's basically we wanted to release a single from the OUNAS II album because we were playing on the same week at Summer Priest Festival. So make it like release the first single or Summer Priest show. And then of course it was back then we thought the OUNAS II album would come out more early, but things changed and there was quite a lot of like things happening behind the scenes. As I said, that we recorded parts in the tour at European tour, and we have some problems with schedule to have the featuring vocals, so it delayed the time. But I think it's more like why we released it so early. It was the summer bridge show. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, now back a little bit to the sounding. In terms of the instrument, how the ratios of guitar, synth, and vocals shifted in the record, and what was the major improvement you achieved in the new record, and what have you left unchanged compared to the previous album?
I can speak of like for two the both OUNAS album sessions, because like Pasi already told that we changed the style as we recorded the first albums differently, and now we did the recordings like by ourselves, and I found that it was changing it the recording session, because you were alone and you can try like different things. So of course it's like it's changing the songs, and you can add there something that you wouldn't maybe do if you were in the studio, and there's like time limits and so on. So I think that's the main thing that I would say and can be heard also on those both albums.
I see. Okay, from songs and sounding to the cover work, by putting together the covers of UNA's Part 1 and 2, how could you unify the concept of the albums? What should you pay attention to by looking on the cover? And what could you highlight on the new cover, which is special?
Yeah, those are like actually uh, those two album covers are like those are like connected, and we had the thought that you could place the albums like on top of each other, like OUNAS 1 and OUNAS 2, and it like the OUNAS first cover art like continues kind of way. It's not like an just the same, but it's kind of an thing that those are like together as album covers. And in the cover OUNAS 1 there is then like a dam kind of thing that's breaking up, and the waters is like finding its the roots official like the original course. And there is also the salmon with the antlers are like the picturing the our home river Ounas River that had an own salmon species back in the days before the hydropower planting. So that's our like giving that kind of like a pictures as those are quite of like an hunting creatures also, and so on. So, but it's kind of reflecting that idea.
Great. And with your new upcoming album at hand, your tour is going to begin at the end of September, and is accompanied by Wolfheart and Before the Dawn. How are you planning to put your set list together? And besides the new song, which are the old classics which will be very likely included in the set list?
Yeah, that's a good question. And actually, today we have also been like talking about this subject, because it's we have like very long songs also in OUNAS 1 and OUNAS 2 albums that will like take a really huge part of the set list. So we don't have like so much different spaces for the songs. So that will be really hard to like decide what will be the set list, because it's also the bonus, especially on 2 album, the songs are quite long, so it's hard to include the older songs. But hopefully we can add some songs from the Land of the Ending Time, and of course almost 1 album. But I think First Realm songs maybe are not included because of that.
But anyway, it sounds like a great collection of your songs you are preparing for us. And luckily, you will also visit us, Budapest, on the 5th of October. And among these new songs released with which videos, which are the ones you expect the most enthusiastic reaction from the crowd?
I think the Crowned King, the Ancient Forest, will be quite a it's quite a good live song. We played it first time at Norway a few weeks ago, and I think it was very fun to play also. But of course, the Twilight Stream is also quite a great, but it's very difficult to play. It's harder for us, but we have to like think that the crowd will be will be will be like an replacing us when we are like having struggle with the playing. So I don't know if you get what I mean, but yeah.
So, oh, okay. By preparing on your live shows, can we expect some special show elements referring to, especially to UNAS II? Can you share us something about the stage image or spectacular elements?
Maybe there will be some more like theatrical elements in it, but I cannot say it yet. But maybe it will have some like more theatrical stuff in it, but but mostly I think it's quite same that with OUNAS I shows. Great as always.
But I'm looking forward for you to surprise us. And returning to the shows and tours and to the backstage life, before going on stage, how do you prepare yourself for the maximal performance? And are there any special concert rituals you are sticking to practice before entering the stage?
Uh,
I think
I
you can
I
proceed.
think yeah, because I think most of us is applying those like coloring masks that we use in live shows, and for, at least for me, and I might think Ville is also on the same thoughts that it's always like gathers the people around on those painting masks and to really to get ready for the show, and the tension rises all the time, even higher.
Wow.
And that is so fun to get on your like stage presence, to get on your clothes and get those paints on and hype up everyone and wait until it starts. Then it's a full blast, full go.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty nice and unique. So you are touring and you are facing lots of new countries with local cultures. By mentioning traveling, have you ever enjoyed some local food or drink so much that you decided to reproduce or retry it at home?
Yeah, for me, I think was we were touring at Asia, like Japan and China. I think the Asian food and that we had to learn to eat with the sticks there. So it was like very difficult when in the beginning, but it's like when you're making that kind of food at home, it's like you cannot eat it with the usual thing. Like you have to get the wooden sticks. I don't know what is the real name of those, but I think that's the Asian food was for me that kind of thing.
Yeah, I wish to try also some authentic Asian cuisine as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Uh, so from the tour ongoing to the far future, is there any new chapter coming after UNAS, which we can envision? Is the saga continuing, or are you planning some new videos and stuff this year?
Actually, we have started working with the next album. We cannot say will it be like OUNAS III or what it's called, or is it like the something else, and maybe later we'll continue the OUNAS saga. But I think this year will go mostly with the live shows and touring that will end in November for us, starts in next month. So maybe after that we will continue working with the new material, but I don't know when the new material will be out. I think it may take 1 or 2 years, but hopefully soon.
Oh, let's hope so. So the Yuna saga will be accompanied with a great tour, and you have also some future plans, as I heard it. Uh, but generally, looking back to your life and your work, what are you the most proud of within and beyond music?
Mm, I would say I'm proud of the band, especially as we are come quite north Finland, as we have like the first shows even in Finland. We have to travel like almost 1 day because we are so far up north. So and of course it's not so easy to like come here and be like recognized. I think, but I think the most work that band has done for many years, like like not giving up and have this state like when we can tour in Europe and have shows in Asia and like festival in Germany and so on. That's far beyond far more than we like dreamed of in the beginning. I believe the first dream was to make the real album physical, and we have done that and a lot of things on top of that. So I think I'm really proud of the band and the whole like journey we have had.
Yeah, well, sounds you achieved a great victory, not just within the studio, but also during touring around the world, and I can just congratulate for it. Okay, so we
Yeah,
arrived to the end of the series of questions, and I'm really thankful for joining for this conversation. I absolutely enjoyed it a lot. I'm pretty sure that our listeners will enjoy too, and I really looking forward to see you on stage and know your albums more better and better, and sharing all love and enthusiasm with the crowd, as well as singing refrains together with you when you are in Budapest. So thank
yeah. Thank you very much, and see you at the show. Yeah,
thank you. See you and have a nice evening.
yeah. You
Thank you,
too.
Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.